Hey, this is Michael J. O'Hara, the Sheik, with Steppin Out on WYES in New Orleans.
We should. Good evening. I'm Peggy Scott Laborde, and welcome to Steppin Out, spotlighting the New Orleans area's arts and entertainment scene. And seated at our table tonight, Nolan Nolan, who covers the society scene for the New Orleans Advocate.
Hello.
Great to see you, Miss Nell. Hello.
Thank
Lovely
you,
in red. Lovely in red.
Thank
Absolutely.
you.
Poppy Tooker, host of the WWNO radio program Louisiana Eats. Hello.
Hello,
Good
Peg.
to see you. I know where you've been, and you'll tell us in a minute. Huh? I'm so glad he's back. Reverend Michael J. O'Hara, songwriter and performer and lead singer for the 80s rock band The Sheik, but now he's been embarking on his own solo career, and he'll be performing for us tonight. So I'm really excited about that. Good to see you, kiddo.
Hey,
hello.
Hey, everybody.
And our good old Alan Smason, editor of the Crescent City Jewish News, and of course covering the theater scene. But first up, you've been at the Jazz Fest. I can smell it.
Well, you know what time it
You
is,
got
Peg.
your intel.
Because if I have a pork chop sandwich in my purse, it must be Jazz Fest time. Because this is my favorite thing. Oh my God! Oh,
It does smell good.
Oh Lordy, it smells. It's just delicious. And so, what I wanted to talk about first are the delicious new things to look for out on the fairgrounds. Old friend Vance Vaucresson, the oldest vendor at the festival, has a new product this year. It's a chicken Italian sausage with an Asiago cheese sauce. And there it is. And unfortunately, I was too early. They didn't have the peppers and onions that are optional that you can get with it. Yeah, I bet you that would make it extra good.
Yeah.
And then, where I always go for oysters, at least once during Jazz Fest, there's a new food item right inside the winner's circle, the paddock.
Oh,
Yeah, and so here it is. And this is a crawfish roll. So it's a delicious, spicy crawfish, and it's
Like a
spicy.
lobster roll.
Exactly. It's very much like a lobster roll, only it's spicier than any lobster roll I ever had. It's delicious. And then, this is a killer. Okay, out of all the New Orleans foods that have never been married together before, how about a praline cream stuffed beignet? Holy moly!
Holy moly is right.
From Loretta's Pralines, a new item. And
50 pounds.
it's been very, very, very hard not touching any of this food while I came over here. Now, one of the best things to know about at the festival, of course, is what goes on the food heritage stage. Because there's some people who come and they sit there all day long, and you get
And
a
it's
taste
inside in the grandstands.
in the grandstands, and of course then there's the Cajun cabin outside where Dudley Passman was boiling crawfish from Zatarain's today. Yeah. But inside, really good things, and I've got some special picks for everybody to look for. Tomorrow, I'll be opening the stage with Tujak's chicken clemenceau. So chicken clemenceau first thing tomorrow morning, and then do not miss from 1:30 until 2:20 Frank Brightston making crawfish bisque, because that's going to be the real thing. Then on Sunday, the first spot, delicious food. Jason Goodenough, who is the chef owner at Carrollton Market, is doing something that he calls fried pigtail tots. And I've had those in the restaurant, and they're fabulous. And then, it is no small incident that Pesh did win James Beard Best New Restaurant of the Year last year. So Ryan Pruitt, Thursday, will be serving seared tuna with chilies and citrus. Go check that out. And then, also on Thursday, Michael Galata from Mofo. Oh, yum. Braised shrimp with fermented black beans and okra. And on Friday, who doesn't love almond roca? Well, how about some pecan roca from Cheryl Scripter at Bittersweet Confection? She's from 12:30 until 1:20. So, it is really hard to eat out in restaurants for locals during Jazz Fest because the people pour into town, they make their reservations months in advance. It's the busiest time in restaurants. So I wanted to make a suggestion. If you've got people in from out of town, it's very likely that you might end up on Frenchman Street. And there is a fantastic Japanese restaurant called Yuki Izakaya, and the food there is so good, and it's different from what I've found in other Japanese restaurants. And of course, there's the miso soup and the seaweed salad that you see just about every place, but oh my goodness, the pork belly, the fried octopus, the eel, there's eel kabiyaki. Oh, I love eel, and assorted mushrooms. These were all just outstanding little delicious plates. And then also Three Muses is right there, and you know, Dan's food is very eclectic, very European. There's a lot of pastas. It's wonderful. And then of course, if you got locals in, the Praline Connection is about as local as you can get. And all of those places on Frenchman Street are serving into the wee hours of the morning. And the Jazz Fest eating crowd tends to be a little later anyway, since they don't leave the fairgrounds till 7. So head on down to Frenchman Street.
Chicken liver is Praline Connection. You gotta have it.
With
the hot pepper sauce.
You know, you can get that at
Sweet
Jazz
pepper.
Fest too.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
Next week I'll bring you some.
Okay, good. Sounds good. And we're also going to be celebrating, if we will, Uptown next week for a very special reason too, huh?
Well, coming up in 1 week is...
But tonight is actually a mini version, isn't it?
Tonight is a mini version, is the Whitney Zoo to Do. I have my little friend with me. His name is Rangi.
There's the little, and we got the children's one that is tonight. That is tonight. Look how cute.
I'm leading into the Prelude, and the Prelude is tonight, and it is the Zoo to Do for kids. It's being chaired by Jill Pipes. It starts in very soon, or has started. General admission is 6:30, but it goes till 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
And rain or shine, spring casual attire. And what this Zoo to Do is doing, this is the Zoo to Do for kids, is doing the same thing that the Whitney Zoo to Do, which will be on May Day, May the 1st, and that is benefiting the beloved orangutans, and they will swing into their new location in the Asian domain.
And now you have a little friend. Will you show
I
us?
have a little friend. I have
here?
a little friend. And so now we'll talk about the Zoo to Do itself.
Oh, look how cute.
This is Rangi. This is my new pet.
So the funds are being used to
and
help?
the funds are being used to help the orangutans. And so this is what it's all about. Now, this is the Whitney Zoo to Do. So now we have the naming rights, and one of the exciting features of it is the luxury vehicle raffle, and that is Lexus of New Orleans. There will be headline entertainment, and that's going to be Downtown Fever, featured entertainment, 3 other groups, dozens and dozens of eateries and drinkeries. There is going to be a patron lounge, and that will be in the Jerome Glazer Audubon Tea Room. And attire for it is black tie or white linen suit.
Well, that's what I like, the fact that this is usually the first time of the year in the society times, if you will, of the white linen suit making its appearance.
That's right, that's right. Now, Catherine Freeman is chairing it, and I caught her today in the Atlanta airport, and she said she's so excited about chairing this. She's very honored to be chairing it, and she says, of course, what the Zoo to Do is one of New Orleans' shining stars, that it's such a fun night, everyone has a great time, and everyone indeed does, and that with the Zoo to Do for kids tonight, with the Whitney Zoo to Do, that will be on May the 1st, they raise over $1 million.
That is amazing.
They raise over $1 million.
And I understand that folks from other zoos actually go and study how the Audubon Institute does it. That's so impressive, isn't it?
Audubon Nature Institute, a few other things very quickly. The next day, so don't get too tired out at the, at the Zoo to Do, but the next day is the Junior League's kitchen tour. So there will be 10 homes, specific homes on tour. It goes from about 10 until 4 4 in the afternoon. It's a wonderful chance to see some lovely homes. May 8th, there are 2 big events I'll be talking about. Sippin' in Seersucker to benefit the Ogden. That's a Canal Place. Earlier that day is the Women of Substance Luncheon, also Audubon Tea Room, and that will benefit Bridge House, Grace House. May 13th is the Advocacy Luncheon. Now, this is a friendship luncheon, also Audubon Tea Room. And what some of these groups are doing is they're having friendship luncheons. You don't pay.
Oh,
but
okay.
They tell you about what they do and the work in the community, and then ask you for a donation. And by the time you see all that they do, and it's so
you'll just feel like you have
important,
to. Huh?
You reach into your pocket, your checkbook, you pull out your plastic. So that is Advocacy Center, and that will be on May 13th, Audubon Tea Room.
But you know, that's a good idea, because maybe not everybody can afford a certain ticket,
That's
a
it.
$75 or a $100 ticket, but maybe you can give something.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that works out very nicely in that. Do you know yet what you're wearing for the Zoot-a-Doo? Or have you figured that out yet? What do you normally like to wear?
I'm going to put him on my shoulder.
No, what do you normally like to wear?
No, normally what I like to wear, you wear sandals and wear spring colors. I mean, this is a spring event. Wear a dress. So that's what I like to wear.
Yeah, I know. It seems, for somebody who's not familiar with that event, though, you would think you'd be very casual because you're at the zoo. Mm-hmm. But it's just the opposite. Mm-hmm. It really is sort of semi-formal.
You dress up.
Yeah.
Now, a few years ago at the Zoot-a-Doo, when it was raining, we all modified our dress and our outfits.
Yes, we did.
But I'll tell you a very quick story about the Zoot-a-Doo, and this was years ago. I was part of a group called Jeunesse d'Orléans. We were a small group within the Louisiana Council of Music and Performing Arts, and we decided to have an event. We were all in our early 20s at the zoo. People were saying, no, never, the animals will be offended and no one will go to it. We did it. It was a huge success, and then the Zoot-a-Doo
Look what happened.
developed.
Thank you so much, Nell.
Thank you.
And now it's time, though, for our weekly artist Spotlight. And we'll let us show you some beautiful things. We're featuring 2 new works of art by artist Jacques Soulas. The first is titled Glasses 12, and we also have Pomegranate. Oh, gorgeous. Originally from France, Soulas moved to New Orleans in the late 70s. He attended the New Orleans Academy of Fine Arts, and he is also the co-founder and co-owner of Café Degas. Jacques Soulas' new work opens next Friday with an opening reception. That's next Saturday evening, May the 2nd, at Ariodante Contemporary Craft Gallery. That's on Julia. Go to the gallery website for more info. We also wanted to show you this year's Jazz Fest poster, Big Chief, Bo Dallas, Portrait of an Enduring Legacy. That's by Randy Frenchette. Available at the Fest, of course, and at artfornow.com. And don't forget the Jazz Fest program guide. It's also available for purchase and at the Fest, of course. And also, in addition to lots of other info, it contains some food coupons, too. And it's available outside the Fest as well. And you can check that out there. It's at Gordon's and, let's see, Bromart and Robert's and all these different places. Langenstein's as well, and Peaches Records. All right, and now, though, Michael, it's so good to see you, kiddo.
It's so good to be back
You're still
again.
based in Fort Worth, but you're coming here pretty often to perform.
Yes, I am all the time. It feels so good to be out of retirement. But
Now,
I never
you are
stop
a preacher.
performing.
You
I
are
am
these days a preacher.
And a pastor.
And a pastor.
Yes.
And so I know you do that, and you do a lot of philanthropic work, and you go and perform.
69 medical facilities a month I sing at.
That is incredible.
For the elderly, the sick and shut in.
Yeah, well, it's so kind of you, and you look great.
Thank you very
Lost
much.
how much weight?
155 pounds.
You look just
3
fabulous. Gee
Took me
whiz.
3 years to do it.
Now, I know you've got a new CD. Tell us about that.
Yes, my CD is actually the reason why I'm here to sing. It's called Falling in Love Again. But I'm here because my fans have never heard me sing the classics. They're used to me as a rock and roll singer. Although, in the late 80s and the early 90s, I wrote, for Anita Baker, Patti LaBelle, and people like that, rhythm and blues hits for them, thank God, and was, nominated for 4 Grammys and 2 American Music Awards.
That's all, right?
And lost to Janet Jackson. We love her. But anyway,
Yeah.
you know, so now that I've come out of retirement, of course I'm doing the Sheik and a lot of my performances. But this time at Cafe Istanbul
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, I get to sit at the grand piano and sing my little heart out for everybody. You know, and I'm doing the classics from the 30s to the 60s of songs that I, you know, grew up listening to and I love.
Well, we are so thrilled. We're going to let you move over to the other side of the studio.
Thank you.
Now we've got Reverend Michael J. O'Hara, and he's going to be performing I Left My Heart in San Francisco. And once again, Michael will be performing. That's tomorrow night at Cafe Istanbul on St. Claude Avenue, Saturday evening, 9 p.m. And he'll also be joined by his sister, Faith O. Thomas, and Faith O Hara Thomas, and we'll be hearing from her a little later in our show. Now here's Michael.
I left my heart in San Francisco, high on a hill. It calls to me to be where tiny cable cars climb halfway to the stars, and the morning fog still chills the air. I don't care, my love waits there in San Francisco, above the blue and a windy sea. When I come to you, San Francisco, your golden sun will shine for me. When I come home to you, San Francisco, your golden sun will shine for me.
And so wonderful. And just a reminder, there you go, michaeldreams.com. And also Facebook. Look at that. There's your Facebook page, too. So we look forward to hearing more from Michael's sister a little bit later on. But we're so excited to have Michael in our studio tonight. And New Orleans Magazine's quiz queen, Julia Street, has a question for us. Last time, Gina Ozuna gave us the names of 3 songs recorded by Irma Thomas, one of which was also recorded by the Rolling Stones. Time is on my side. Other Thomas recordings, It's Raining, Ruler of My Heart, How I Wish Someone Would Care, Done Got Over, to name just a very few. Now tonight's question. They're known as Deacon John and Dr. John. What are their real last names? Email your answers to steppinout@wyes.org. Our prizes: a gift certificate for 2 courtesy of Vianne's Tea House in Old Mandeville, offering their culinary and gourmet tea experience. New Orleans music composer, pianist Kevin George's CD, Subtle Changes, available through iTunes and cdbaby.com. We also have a $50 gift card from Sunray Grill, located 6 minutes from the Crescent City Connection on Belchase Highway in Gretna. You can visit WYES.org for our online calendar to see our lineup of events, including performances this weekend by the Navy Band Southeast during NOLA Navy Week. And you can also link to our program at WYES.org too. But now it's time for Mr. Allen.
Well, there's no getting away from music this weekend. Everywhere you turn, it's there. It's in the air, and it beats in the hearts of all true New Orleanians. Southern Rep has been asking the question, however, that begs, how has music, New Orleans music in particular, saved your soul? I think, Don McLean said, has music saved your mortal soul in American Pie? Well, they wanted to investigate this, and they took it to the next level. They have a mashup of music, singing, history, acting, and all theater. It's Boudin. It's a 6-member cast. It's playing at the Ashe Powerhouse Theater, and it is a wonderful collection of stories, of a cappella singing that's been arranged wonderfully by Jay Weigel, the composer, and curated by a fellow by the name of Sean Daniels, who's the director, as well as Aimee Hayes, who's overseeing it. Again, Boudin is known for having been a product of where everything sort of goes in and it comes out very tasty, but just about everything goes into New Orleans music. You've got gospel, you've got jazz, you've got traditional jazz, of course, and contemporary, and you've also got all the other aspects of rhythm and blues and funk, etc., all making it into the Boudin. And so again, I would mention that they have a wonderful map done by Jacob Rosenzweig, which is done by wards. And they have all the different people of New Orleans personages, musical personages who have been from different wards. And it's just an incredible map. I recommend you see all the music altars, everything there. The stories all resonate with truth. And the a cappella singing by the likes of Brittany James, Clint Johnson, Natalie Jones, Philip Manuel, Dorian Rush, and Josh Smith are all wonderful. Again, it plays without intermission about 90 minutes or so, and it's going to be playing through May 17th. Check it out, Boudin. Also, another musical that's on boards right now is at the National World War II Museum, now renamed BB's Stage Door Canteen for Boise Bollinger. So BB's Stage Door Canteen has on the air, this is the second iteration of it. It stars Troy Bichet, who is again playing Melba Thompson, Big Mama Melba Thompson. There is Tom Hook, who plays, of course, Frank Dane, the musical producer and also the head of the radio station. And you've also got two new people. Ron Flagg, film star you may remember, plays Nestor Watson Sr., and his son, Nestor Watson Jr., is played by Lloyd Meekins. They all sing the wonderful songs of Louis Jordan and the songs that came out prior to the rock and roll era that was popular. It's supposed to take place around 1947. There were a few little incongruities, a couple of songs that maybe hit the charts in 48, etc. But, wonderful songs, Nature Boy, things of that sort. Just a great group of song selection. I would, again, recommend everybody to go see this. Victoria Reed wrote the show. I can forgive a couple little incongruities here and there, but for the most part, a really entertaining show. And again, if you get it there, you can get a little brunch or something on a Sunday, and at night they also have food as well for you. But again, that's on the air, the second iteration of that. Also, want to remind everybody that Jefferson Performing Arts Society is having a honor, I guess you might say, for their composer in residence, Glenn Bailey. He is going to be putting on many of the songs that he's written. 3 different dates, May 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. One of the dates is going to be in Covington. One of the dates is going to be in West Wego at the Teatro Wego. Check it out if you have a chance. I know it's in conflict with the second weekend of Jazz Fest, but he is an amazing, brilliant composer, and I think he should be honored, by your presence if you get the chance to go over there. And I know that they're going to have a great time no matter what. Also, about to hit, I can't say the boards because it's really the grass, but it's at the New Orleans Museum of Art's Walden and Sidney Bestoff Sculpture Garden. They're about to transform the sculpture garden into Sherwood Forest. That's right. Robin Hood, Thief Brigand will star the likes of James Bartell, Jared Gore, Becca Chapman. This is going to be in just a little bit, starting up on May the 6th. I'll be having a review for it, hopefully that following weekend. Won't be here this next week, but hopefully we'll be able to give you a nice report on that as well. I'm expecting big things from the NOLA project with that. And also coming up around the same time, we have Dirty Rotten Scoundrels in Kenner at the Rivertown Theaters for the Performing Arts. This is the same cast that performed. Gary Rucker, of course, is going to be directing, but he also stars in it, and you will see a wonderful performance there. I can only tell you that because of what I had seen several years ago at NOCA. And also want to remind everybody we have some other items that we wanted to mention. They're not able to be mentioned right now, but they're going to be on our website at the WYES website. So check that out for Steppin' Out. And also, one last thing, Playwright Showcase. This is a group of people who are going to be doing some things at Dillard University's Cook Theater. I'd recommend you get over there. That's going to be Monday, May the 11th. That's coming up. It's done by Goat in the Road Productions, and it is an opportunity to work with all the different schools that they work with, 4 different schools, and they help the kids learn how to become playwrights. It's wonderful.
Thank you, Alan. And now it's time for our picks. So let's do that. Don't forget, though, Navy Week we've got coming up, as we said. But first of all, we want to go with Michael. Tell me about what's coming up.
Yes, I'm presenting my sister for the first time on Stepping Out and on television.
Okay, so you'll hear from her in just a moment, huh?
Just a moment.
Poppy.
I can't help it. I picked the pork chop sandwich. I have 2.
Aligning with what we just heard from Alan, Southern Rep Theater will have its annual gala on May 19th at the Windsor Court Hotel.
Okay.
Beautiful evening of dinner and entertainment.
Great, Alan.
Love it. Okay, and also don't forget, Anthony Bean Community Theater is having their final presentations of The Glass Menagerie. I think Gwendolyn Foxworth has been getting a lot of good press. I haven't yet seen it. I will see it, and I hope that everybody will get there too.
And as I was just about to say, don't forget Nolan Navy Week. It's going to be so much fun. Lots of great ships coming in. Also, lots of music, too, the entire schedule. Look at that, NolanNavyWeek.com. So that'll be really, really fun. I can't wait to visit some of them. And New Orleans Medieval Music Group, Musica de Camera, presents Maiden Mother Muse, the women in cantigas of Alfonso X. The group will also be performing with the women's music choir, Vox Feminae. And that's on Sunday at 4 o'clock at Our Lady of Prompt Succor, National Shrine, Ursuline Chapel on State Street, Uptown, and it's free. What a deal. Next Wednesday, the Preservation Resource Center unveils a Professor Longhair plaque at 4:30 p.m. at what was his house, 1738 Terpsichore Street. It's been beautifully renovated. It's his former home. It's been turned into a mini museum by his daughter. Visit the PRC Preservation Resource website to learn more. Beginning at noon, lots of live music, Armand St. Martin, Monkey D, all kinds. Then at 4:30, they present the plaque. Also, very soon, we've got a sneak peek and tasting of the new Kevin Belton New Orleans cooking series, and that'll be a fundraiser. You'll able to hear from Kevin, and you'll also enjoy some great food for all of that as well. So we're really excited about that too. And of course, we're near City Park. Call 486-5511 for more information. And now we leave you with Faith O Hara Thomas, and she is singing from Billie Holiday's God Bless the Child. Thanks for watching, and good night.
Them that's got shall get, them that's not shall lose. For the Bible says, and it still is news, Mama may have, Papa may have, but God bless the child that's got his own, that's got his own. Money, you've got lots of friends, and child, they're crowded around your door. But when money's gone and all the spending ends, well, child, they just don't come around no more. Rich relations may give you a crust of bread and such. You can help yourself, but don't take too much.